Hello and welcome to Clemmy Games Recommends Carried Away, a physics-based puzzle game which requires you to build ski lifts and associated structures, developed by Huge Carve Studios and released into Steam Early Access in October 2017. For disclosure, I received this game for free. As a big fan of construction-type puzzle games like Polybridge, I was immediately attracted to Carried Away and have been keeping an eye on it, and I am happy to report that it is just as good as it sounds. Carried Away is a little different than your typical bridge building puzzle game in that your main objective is to create ski lifts, transporting skiers from the bottom of a mountain to the top for them to ski. While the structures that you are building are different in the form of towers rather than bridges, the core construction concepts are the same, with the emphasis on triangles being particularly strong structures. The game is split into different mountains, each with their own set of levels, and for each level, the main objective is always to get the skiers to the end zone. However, there are additional objectives such as spending below the allocated budget, not killing any skiers, not breaking any structures, and even to collect all stars. If all objectives are accomplished, a trophy is awarded, which is the main benchmark here. On top of regular ski lifts, there are levels where you have to build ramps for jumps, and in these, you often have direct control of the skiers as well, which was an interesting touch in such a game. WASD are used for the skier to crouch, jump, and lean forwards or backwards, and this aspect felt a little off in terms of timing and control, but I might just have to spend more time with it. Other than these, there are even levels where drag lifts have to be constructed, in which the skis of the skier must be in contact with the ground at all times as he or she is being pulled up the mountain. And we even have gondola levels which are much more challenging due to their weight. Good variety present thus far, with I think more to come. There does only seem to be a limited number of building materials available in the game so far, displayed at the bottom left. From left to right, we have planks, wooden poles, pulleys for supporting the rope, additional lengths of rope which can be used in interesting ways, platforms for jumps and bridges, and supports for these platforms. In later levels, you even have the choice of placing the foundation for your support structures to connect to, which I thought was clever since their placement does make you think and does vastly change the level depending on how you do it. One aspect which I did like is that you have free control of the camera here. While in most instances, the side-on view is sufficient, it was fun to spin the camera around to have a look at the level in more detail. In particular, watching the skiers on a well-constructed ski lift was fulfilling. The low poly art style and relaxing music do also contribute to my enjoyment of the game, which is shared with Polybridge. There's just something about the low poly art style that eliminates the irrelevant details and simply makes it so calming, allowing you to sit back and just build a couple of structures and to see things go. In terms of difficulty, I believe that there should be some tuning in the works. The levels themselves are well paced, with the first few levels and mountains being relatively simple, while later levels are more complex. Where I see balancing occurring would be in the budget limit for each level, since in most cases, I did have plenty of money left over, which did not force the creative construction scenarios that I love in such games. Finally, the 3-man development team expect the game to be in early access for 6 to 12 months, with the full release somewhere in 2018. There are currently about 50 levels in the game, with a planned total of 100 plus in the final version. Their current schedule is a new mountain with 10 to 15 levels every 4 to 6 weeks, with features to be added such as snowboarders, mountain bikers, vehicles, bombs, zip wires, and more building materials, amongst other improvements and content. Overall, I'm really positive on Carried Away and do recommend it even in its current state. The core physics-based puzzling is great, and the reversion of building concepts and the theme is pretty clever. It should only get better as the months go by, so I am definitely looking forward to its full release and the subsequent hours of chill, relaxing construction. Anyway, that will do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment if you like. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.